The first sound after the lights is the refrigerator compressor settling into its day. It clicks, hums, lowers itself, then hums again. Marina listens without meaning to. A shopkeeper hears machines the way a parent hears a child breathing in another room. She walks the aisles in the same order every morning. Bread wall, dairy case, freezer, canned goods, tea and sugar, soap and laundry powder, counter, doormat, thermometer. The thermometer by the dairy case says 2 degrees Celsius. Too cold for comfort, fine for milk. She taps it with one finger as if it may be sleeping, but the red line stays where it is. On the bread shelves, yesterday's loaves sit in a neat row. She presses one with her gloved thumb. Not fresh, not hard. Good enough for soup. Good enough for toast. Good enough for anyone who understands January. She moves them to the lower shelf and makes room for the delivery. In the back room, cardboard boxes are stacked by use, not by beauty. Flattened boxes behind the door. Unopened cartons under the shelf. Plastic crates for returns near the freezer. Cleaning cloths in a bucket. A mop that freezes slightly at the metal hinge if left too near the wall. She fills the kettle from a plastic water jug and plugs it in beside the small sink. This kettle is not for customers, though sometimes it becomes for customers. It is for the back room, for thawing fingers, for lunch, for washing a spoon when the water runs weakly, for pouring carefully over the frozen edge of the side door when the door refuses to be part of the world. At the counter, she opens the ledger. Yesterday's receipts are clipped under a chipped mug from the local coal company. Behind her, the calendar shows a summer lake no one believes in. The mug is older than the shop sign. Its letters have faded from black to gray, but people still recognize the shape of them. In Vorkuta, coal is not only underground, it is on mugs, pay envelopes, stairwell notices, bus routes, and the way men stand at the counter after a night shift, blinking as if the fluorescent light is too much daylight all at once. She counts the cash drawer. Coins first. Coins tell the truth because they are annoying to lie about. Then bills, sorted by denomination, flattened with the edge of her hand. The little tray for change is not full enough. She makes a note to ask the pharmacy next door for coins if they have any. The pharmacist, Galina, will roll her eyes and say she has none. Then she will find some under the drawer, because this is the kind of argument neighbors have when they intend to help. At 8:23, the delivery driver calls. He does not say hello first. He says, 10 minutes if the turn is clear. Marina looks through the window at the street where there is no clear turn, only snow, tire marks, and the blurred orange cones of streetlights. I will open the side door, she says. The side door is in the back room, past the freezer, past the boxes of laundry powder, past the old poster reminding employees to wash hands before handling food. The door is swollen from the cold. It sticks at the bottom. She puts her shoulder into it once. Nothing. Twice. The wood complains. On the third push, it gives with a crack so loud it sounds almost personal. Wind enters the shop like it owns the place. Loose receipts lift from the shelf. A plastic bag snaps against a crate. Marina holds the door with one hand and sees the delivery truck appear through the moving snow, its headlights low and yellow, carrying bread into the morning like something more important than bread. Before it is a truck delivery, it is a rail delivery, a warehouse delivery, a weather decision, a chain of hands passing ordinary things into a city that was once made possible by coal and a line of track through the north. This is how the day begins, not with sunrise, not with silence, but with keys, heat, milk crates, frozen fingers, and the first small proof that the city is still working. The driver is called Pavel, but Marina almost never uses his name. Names are for time. Deliveries have very little time. He backs the truck as close as he can to the side entrance, but the snow ridge keeps the wheels half a meter away. He climbs down with his collar up and his hat low, carrying the first crate of bread against his chest. "Bad turn," he says. "I saw," Marina says. "This is the whole weather report. The bread comes in plastic crates. White loaves, dark rye, sliced wheat, small round rolls with flour on top, sweet buns packed in clear bags, and long loaves that always sell faster than expected when the wind is strong. It is strange," Marina sometimes thinks, "how weather changes appetite. When it is merely cold, people buy what they planned. When the wind rises, they buy bread. Bread for soup. Bread for tea. Bread for the feeling that there is something solid on the table." Pavel brings in the dairy next. Milk, kefir, sour cream, cottage cheese, butter, processed cheese in small triangles, yogurt cups with pictures of berries printed brighter than any berry in the city right now. Marina checks the dates. Her hands move quickly, but not carelessly. She rejects 2 cartons with crushed corners. Pavel does not argue. He marks them on his sheet, then places them back in the truck. Everyone here knows that a small leak can become a frozen sheet inside a bag, and then a customer returns angry, and then the day grows teeth. The eggs are last. She lifts the top of the carton and looks. One cracked. She removes it and sets it aside in a bowl for herself, if it has not leaked through. 2 with hairline cracks. Discount shelf if they survive the morning. Pavel signs. Marina signs. The pen refuses to write until she warms the tip in her hand. Older drivers still talk about the road as if it is a person with moods. But everyone knows the railway is the older promise. Vorkuta grew because coal had to leave, and for coal to leave, food, pipes, people, letters, medicine, and bread had to come in. At 8:51, the delivery is done. The side door closes. The shop exhales. Marina stands for a moment in the back room, listening to the wind become outside again. Then she carries the first bread crate to the front. There is a way to put bread on shelves so it looks abundant without lying. Fresh bread at hand height. Yesterday's bread below. Sweet buns near the counter, but not too near, because children see them and parents have to say no. Rye on the left for people who buy it without looking. White loaves in the middle for everyone else. She wipes the shelf before placing the new bread. No one will notice if she does. Someone will notice if she does not. At the dairy case, she rotates the older cartons forward. New milk behind old milk. New sour cream behind old sour cream. This is simple, but simplicity repeated every day becomes a kind of law. The kettle clicks off in the back room. Marina ignores it for now. The front door needs attention. Snow has already blown against the threshold in a thin white lip. She takes the stiff broom from the corner and sweeps the entrance from inside outward, fast before the heat escapes. The broom scratches against the rubber mat. Ice breaks in small flakes. At 8:59, she turns the sign. Open. The first customer appears almost at once. He is not in a hurry, but he moves like someone who has planned exactly how long the door may stay open. He enters, stamps his boots twice, pulls the door closed and nods. "Morning." "Morning," Marina says. He buys milk, bread, and 2 packets of cigarettes. The day has officially begun. The first hour belongs to people who know what they want. They come in with lists folded in half or with no list because the list is in the body. Bread, milk, tea, eggs, something for the child, something for the bus ride, something small and sweet because it is still dark and the day has already asked too much. An older woman named Valentina comes at 9:18. Marina knows her name because Valentina tells everyone her name at least twice a week, usually while looking for the exact coin she has misplaced in one of 4 pockets. Valentina wears a brown coat that has been repaired at the cuffs. On her head is a knitted hat, the color of dried cranberries. She carries a cloth bag folded inside another cloth bag. "Eggs today?" she asks. "Yes, some cracked for discount." "Cracked how?" "Not badly." "Show me not badly." Marina brings the carton. Valentina examines each egg as if interviewing it. "This one is fine. This one is almost fine. This one has ambition but no discipline." Marina smiles without showing teeth. Valentina chooses 6 eggs, half a loaf of rye, and 1 small packet of tea. She pays in coins, counting aloud. At the door, she pauses. Is the wind from the station side? Feels like it. Then I will go the courtyard way. This is also grocery work. Not selling, not stocking, not ringing up. Knowing which way the wind moves between buildings. The station side is not only a direction, it is memory with tracks in it. Arrivals, departures, soldiers once, prisoners once, miners later, relatives with bags, young people leaving south, and boxes of fruit that smell briefly like another climate. After Valentina, 3 customers arrive close together. A young mother with a child wrapped so tightly that only the child's eyes are visible. A man with wet eyelashes buying instant coffee and batteries. A teenage girl in a school jacket, sent for bread and returning with bread plus a chocolate bar she has placed at the far edge of the counter with studied innocence. Marina rings up the bread first. Then she waits. The girl looks at the chocolate. Marina looks at the girl. The girl puts 2 coins down. Marina adds the chocolate without comment. There are rules in a shop, but there is also winter. At 9:47, the pharmacy next door calls. Galina says, "Do you have change for 1,000? Marina says, "I was going to ask you." Both women are silent for a moment. Then Galina says, "Come after 10, maybe." This is not an answer, but it is enough. The light outside has begun to change, though not into morning exactly. It is a thinning of darkness, a blue pressure against the windows. The frost on the glass becomes visible not as white but as detail. Tiny branching lines, cloudy circles where someone breathed too close yesterday, a clear patch at eye level where Marina wiped with her sleeve. The shop door opens and closes. Every time the room loses a little heat and gains a little snow. Marina keeps a towel near the entrance for the worst of the melt. She does not mop constantly. That would be impossible. Instead, she mops strategically in the small pauses between customers, pushing gray water toward the mat, wringing the mop into a bucket that looks clean for exactly 6 minutes each morning. By 10:05, the bread shelf has already changed shape. The long loaves are half gone. The sweet buns have been touched by 2 children and bought by 1 adult pretending not to want them. The dairy case has a gap where the cheapest milk was. Marina makes notes with a pencil. Bread faster when wind is strong. Milk cheaper. Shelf nearly empty. Ask for more small bags. These are not thoughts for a diary. They are shop thoughts. Practical, small, and necessary. Outside, the city continues to brighten by degrees. Inside, the room is now warm enough that Marina removes the hood but keeps the scarf.